What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of the Big Miller Basketball Show. Today, I am joined with Nigel Wright and Simi. Simi is working with us a little bit. We're happy to have him on. We have a fun little spur of the moment episode. We're going to preview the brackets that just dropped in the 5A and the 6A state tournament, and just talk a little ball.
Oh yeah,
sure.
So we got some good games going on really across the state, even at as we speak, really in regionals and whatnot. So we're just gonna stay in the 5 and the 6A since those two brackets have already come out, and we'll just dive right into it. We'll start with 5A boys.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say.
It's a loaded bracket. It really is, especially that top half.
I already know what I'm gonna say. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. But this is a great graph. Like, this is a great bracket right here. We got Farmington going crazy. Nick told me at the beginning of the year, Eli Schwartzman was the point guard, like the best point guard in the state. I gave a little eyebrow up, but he been going crazy. So, hey, y'all need to look at them at the top half. They're going to be Little Rock Christian, most likely. And then Marion might be best team in the state. So it's a whole lot of competition up at that top now. When we get down to the bottom, I'm going to let y'all talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, anytime. So the Northwest region of Arkansas is so secluded. So I think having to travel up there, all these teams are going to have to get hotels and stay up there and be out of their element a little bit. So I really think Farmington does have the advantage. I mean, especially in that Nettleton game. And we talked about this on the show last week, and we kind of thought Nettleton would be in this game. But I mean, I would imagine Farmington wins this game, but I wouldn't count out Nettleton. Really, their athleticism, they're gonna have to come ready to play and be smart, but athletically, I think they match up. Nigel, what do you think about that?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. We talked about that the whole time. So just to dive in just a little bit. So Nettleton, their athleticism, and I always say it's one, and their defense is one of their key factors when it comes down to their style of play and just their grit, and sometimes it be the determining factor in a lot of their games. You got TJ Whitney, coming back off that injury, and I think he's going to insert himself and become a factor as well. Now, Farmington, they do what they do. They do what they do, man, and that's they be efficient on the offense, very disciplined when it comes to their rotations and what being in their spots where they're supposed to be, and just being able to be, ready for the moment at any time. That right there, the preparation will take them far, as it always do, So that should be a good game, but the defensive, they're going to be a defensive offensive match to me. That Farmington Nettleton.
Yeah. I think you really hit that on the head. And really, they're going to have the home court advantage for sure in that top half. And I don't want to understate that. All of these teams, I'm just kind of glancing at it. I would imagine all of them except for Van Buren is probably getting hotels. And that's tough for high school. AAU, it's different, because you do it every weekend. You're just kind of used to it. But for some of them guys, they don't get to go in hotels all the time. It's different. It could play a role for sure.
First game Tuesday night. You got homework.
Yeah.
You got homework. Yeah. You got to go and guard Eli Schwartzman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
And the girls play right before it, so there should be. And actually, this is off the top of my head, but that first game is usually noon or 1 o'clock or something like that. I don't remember. I should have checked. I don't remember, but I bet you they'll have a lot of students there. They'll let them out of class and have them come on over to the game. It'll be a packed house for those. And I would imagine I think Little Rock Christian boys. Who's the girl game in between there? Yeah, so Christian, they'll probably bring a bus because they're playing back-to-back, the girls. So there'll be a lot of people in that gym, especially that first day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then you got JJ Andrews,
Coming,
McDonald.
yeah. The Arkansas guys going to come in. Everybody's going to come check out the Razorback up in Northwest Arkansas.
I see Coach Cal out there. It's gonna be crazy. And he packed the arena off top, just off his name. So it's gonna be a crazy atmosphere up there.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy in there, man. What y'all think about that Little Rock Christian High Spring game? I would
imagine Christian wins. But I mean, Hot Springs has talent. I think it's probably another year before Hot Springs really makes a run in the state tournament. But they have a lot of young talent too. It's hard to bet against JJ, really. I mean, honestly, especially in his senior year.
Yeah. And I think that game right there is one that it's a good experience for Hot Springs and that young group being able to just be in the mix right now, getting that experience. I think it's gonna pay dividends. Like you said, Nick. Next year and maybe the year after that, it's gonna pay dividends. Just getting this experience. But I think Little Rock Christian might be a little bit too much for him, man.
Yeah, I hope Judah and them, they give them their best shot because they're gonna need it. And I've seen it though. Like they go hard. Like Van is gonna get it's like a government mandated 20 points. He gotta get that.
Yeah.
And Judah out there, it give you 15 to 15, straight boards, hustle plays. Like they gonna need all that though.
They gonna Hurst and all them, man. Them boys scrappy, man.
Yeah.
That's why I said that they scrappy, man. And I just think just the depth, being able to go down that bench is gonna play a big factor because you got your horses, in Van and Judah and Teron Hurst, and you got your horses, but when it's time for them to get a break, that's where that depth come in, and just banging with JJ, Judah gonna have his hands full. I don't know who gonna hold JJ, but whoever hold them gonna have their hands full that night for sure.
Cindy, who do you think if you were Coach Hayes, who would you put on JJ? Would you go Judah or would you try to go Durant? I mean,
probably the main person would be Judah, just to because I feel like anybody else on that team, like they're not a big team, and JJ, like just his style of play is so overbearing on like smaller people. So they gonna have to put a big body on him. But can he guard him on the perimeter too? We gonna see.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So and then you gotta look at if you put Judah out there on him, we're talking about foul trouble. You're talking about
if you don't have Judah in early foul trouble, then you're in trouble for the rest of the game because then you don't have a rebounder.
Hey, throw Dayron Hicks up.
Yeah, it's gonna be. That's a fun one to just kind of keep an eye on. I plan on being at 4A a lot. I think Simi, you'll be up there for most of these. I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I'm in Farmington with it. Hopefully, we staying the whole week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up there maybe a day or two. I'm gonna try to get up that way. I'm gonna try to grab some more of that 4A and the 6A. I might. I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but I'm gonna try. But I got some things in play with the 4 and the 5A.
Yeah, what do you think in the next game? You got Marion and Van Buren. Simi already kind of alluded to them being potentially one of the best teams in the state. I would imagine. I mean, the first round for a lot of these, you can kind of pick. And I mean, it might be kind of chalky.
Nobody, like it get crazy. This is March now, so like it get crazy. I don't want to overlook nobody, but with some heavy hitters in this first round, it's gonna be hard to get past if you these lower seeded teams.
Well, I know we mentioned Hot Springs down the road, and this is another one. Marion's another team that, Christian might be, after JJ Lee, they have a big senior class, losing a lot. Parkview's going to be losing a lot. But Marion's a team that's going to be good for a long time. They got a really good middle school. They got a good 9th grade team. I think they're.
Shout out to my 9th graders. They got with me. Shout out to Orion.
Yeah, I was talking to him today. Actually, I mean they're on a super long win streak. They haven't lost a game in a long time, so Marion's not going anywhere. And I would expect to see Marion and Coach Lewis here for years to come. To tell you the truth, I don't want to spend too much time on that because I think we probably feel the same way about it. But Simi, I am curious about this 2-3 game, Sheridan and Greenbrier. Sheridan's a team that you've seen a little bit this year. What are your thoughts there?
Hey, shout out to Jace. Shout out to the big man. I don't know his name, but that's a tough out. they got under our skin a little bit, but we had to, you know what I'm saying? We hasn't been. I just want to make that clear. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ. Shout out to all them guys. I think they gonna surprise some people on the bigger stage because like I think a lot of people like really sleep on like the level of quality on the 5A South. Now I ain't gonna lie. When you come in, like you got to play Parkview and Little Rock Christian twice in a conference, that's a little bit different. But it's still some comp out there, and they like Sheridan is another team that's young and gonna be good for the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, you can't overlook them boys, man. They scrappy, man, and that's they can shoot. You know what I mean? Those teams right there, you gotta try to get up in them early. Try to jump on them early, try to get them out of their rhythm. You know, this is like a Farmington team. You
can't let them get no confidence.
Yeah, you let them get in rhythm, man. Then you be in trouble once they kind of find their legs, kind of find their shots, see the ball go in a few times. You know.
I'll be honest with you though, and I just pulled this up real quick. I didn't know this off the top of my head, so I'm not going to pretend I did. But Greenbrier's hot right now.
See, I'm about Greenbrier. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I seen them just because Benton played them in the Big Miller team camp.
Camp. It's been a while, but I mean, so they took one on the chin. I think that was JJ's first game back, or one of his first games back, February 3rd. But since then, they've only lost one game, and it was to Parkview. The rest of them, they swept pretty much the whole conference, other than that one game.
Yeah. What's the score on that game against Parkview?
They took it on the chin as well. They lost by 33. But I mean, they've won their last 5 or 6 games. So,
well, you know, Greenbrier, they lost to Sheridan this year. I think they lost pretty heavily. I think they lost by 30. You know what I mean? So
I'm not seeing that.
Let me see. Oh,
did they play them?
I'm not seeing it.
Hold
they played kind of a weaker non-conference.
Hold up, my man. Let me see.
Their losses this year. They lost to Pottsville twice. That's a tough loss.
Pottsville.
Yeah, lost to Pottsville twice. That's rough.
That wasn't who they lost to. Yeah,
but Pottsville's making some noise in the 4A.
Hold on, they beat Bologna. Greenbrier beat Bologna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't they beat Bologna?
They beat Bologna the other night.
Yeah, Bologna. Yeah, Bologna.
I don't know. Well, that's one of those teams where they're winning at the right time. They're scrappy. They're hanging in there. So
yeah.
Sammy, I know this is the one you've been waiting on, and this is the game. I'm gonna let you just kind of take the floor on this one, and I want you to kind of break this Benton Maumelle game down for us.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a lot. Like, I think I think the team should come in and take care of business. Yeah, I mean, I guess in the locker room, this would be glazing a little bit. Oh, Parkview on top. Stop playing with him. Shout out to Wink joining. What's up, Wink?
What's up?
You came just in
jump in here.
Yeah, you got here just in time.
So we already know that Parkview's winning, right? Like that's discussed already, right?
It's Arkansas High.
All right.
Arkansas High for sure.
We're at Benton Maumelle right now, Wink, and we're working our way down the bracket. And Sammy just got the floor for Benton, and then we're gonna give you the floor here in a second for Parkview.
Unless, I mean, you have seen Maumelle like this year too, so you could probably get some insight on that.
Yeah, y'all definitely beating Maumelle, but go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I could just glaze my guys for a second, I guess. Got Spread. I just seen on his Instagram he posted that they moved him up to 19 in the nation. Again, I talk about a government mandated 20 points. He getting a government mandated 25. His coaches want him to get that, like outside. His people want him to get that. He's getting that. He wants to get that. So we got Javarius. I mean, that's somebody that people like don't really talk about a lot, but like has been there and like has pushed forward the system. Playing point guard with Terrion and Harrison, we all know that team from last year and the years before when they lost in the state championship. But 48-0 in conference for Javarius Russell. Nobody in that 5A South can say that they beat Javarius Russell. So did
Benton play Maumelle in non-conference?
Nah, that was again like one of them team camp games. and it was a scrimmage. It was what Wink said. So yeah, we can maybe move on. Brian,
but you say that, but this is the rematch from last year's state title game, so there is a storyline there at least.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
Maumelle lost a lot, obviously, but
yeah, I think both teams are like completely different teams. So it's like that Maumelle team is very young too. That we're gonna have to see what they develop into as the years go by. But I know they playing a lot of sophomores and juniors.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them.
So and that team last year, I mean, Coach Shook is gone now too. So it's like a whole, but it's a whole different like situation. So they brought in guys like Sid Jones and Jay Tillman. They were seniors, so
yeah.
And then Terrion Harrison, Elam, Caleb Knight is going crazy at CBC. And shout out AD Gray. But that's a whole like rotation that's not there for Benton no more. So besides Spratt, that's in Javarius, that's and Peyton Bean. I'm sorry. We could talk a little bit about Peyton too, because like, and we've seen the clips. People don't actually brought it to me just like in personal life, but like that game against Little Rock Christian in the beginning of the season, it got crazy. But like 2 games after that, we got Peyton Bean holding Jason Krogh Jr., somebody that scores 45 points per game, held them to 25. So
yeah,
it's been like just like steadily improvement. And I mean, like we said, with people getting hot, no losses in the conference it's been looking up. And playing against a little bit of adversity too.
We're going to move on down to the Greene County Tech Mountain Home game. I haven't seen Mountain Home play this year, but I've seen Greene County Tech play a little bit this year. And let me tell you, them boys can shoot it. Them boys can shoot it. They're one of the better shooting teams in the entire state. I watched them play PA earlier in the year, and I think they hit 23s that game. I mean, they can really shoot it. I don't know. That's a team, Greene County Tech. I think a lot of people look at this bracket, including myself, and you see the top and you see the big names in Farmington, Little Rock Christian, Marion. And then you're like, you look at the bottom, and there's still good teams, Parkview and Benton for sure. But I think that bottom half is a little underrated. Whereas Greene County Tech, if they're hitting 23s a night, they can beat anybody, and that's tough for anybody to guard. And Greene County Tech, they've been losing to Marion. They lost to Marion pretty badly a few times, but outside of those few hiccups, they've been really solid this year. So I mean, that's another team that is younger. They should be back next year. But I think that'll be a fun one to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah. I think a lot of teams like surprise you. I forget who made that like deep run last year in 5A.
Catholic went all the way to the state semifinals and lost to Maumelle.
Like that, like this game right here, it's a scary matchup because, like you said, Greene County Tech, if they shooting the lights out like you said they is, that's a tough matchup for anybody.
But if they're not hitting their shots, they could literally lose to anybody as well.
Yeah.
Wink, take the floor on Parkview. I know that's your guys. I know you have a lot to say about Parkview. I don't want to forget about my guy Trey Rhodes at Arkansas. He's solid, but I don't know if he's quite enough for Parkview. What do you think?
I mean, obviously we win. That's like clear as day. But I think that kind of feel. Maybe I kind of like gave us a little bad look there. But I think that we beat them. I think with us losing to Little Rock Christian, like, has really humbled us. So now every single game moving forward is finna be something from each and every player on the roster that y'all never seen before. Like, I feel like now that we have lost Coach Harrison is like I don't really know how to explain it, but like it humbled us. So we're not going in as if like, oh, you're going to win. We're going in as if like these guys are good. So I'm just going to speak for us. We're going to win, but with us losing has really did something to us. That's all I'm gonna really say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I concur with you, man. It's just one of them things where I feel like their game right there, they're just gonna be outmatched, and I mean, it's going to be one of them games to where it's just kind of warm them up for the next game. And I mean, I'm not trying to overlook it, but I just been looking at the overall landscape, especially at the bottom. Parkview has been one of the hottest teams thus far. And if you go, I don't know if you remember, I saw that clip, I saw that graphic that you made, Nick, with Coach Harrison. He had said, when he had said there's no more easy games uh, at, at Parkview, he said there's no more easy games there. So if you take that mentality and you tie it into where they at now, you'll understand just the mentality they coming from. And I mean, what they going in this game with and what's expected. So I think with Coach Harrison, it's championship season this time. So he got it on his mind.
Nigel, you want to touch on the Alma West Memphis game?
Yeah, West Memphis, man, they've been on the road. I was watching them. I saw some on them earlier where they won their last game. I could what I could say about Alma, you know, I know they lost Eastern Boggs or whatever, but that team still has been kind of rolling and you know holding their own since Boggs left. But just looking at the two landscapes of that team, man, West Memphis, another one of those defensive teams. You know, they was close with Marion. You know, they made a game close with Marion. So just like I told you, big on defense. I'm a big defensive guy. I feel like defense win games, and West Memphis is one of those teams. They scrappy, but you have to a team like Alma, you have to jump on them early. And if Alma getting into a rhythm, they're another one of them teams that can shoot. And if you're not careful, Alma can run you up out of there. So that's a 50-50 game to me. If I do have to edge it to anybody, man, that's a tough one. I'd have to put, just because of the defense, I have to edge it to West Memphis.
Do we want to do a quick do we want to do a pick 'em or do we want to stay away from that?
I mean, well, that's just me. I mean,
I mean for the rest of the games going down the thing.
We can.
The way we've been talking, we've been kind of picking them anyway.
So have.
So.
Yeah.
But I want to show some love to Parkview and Texarkana. Like Parkview is another team that been lost to early in the season. Again, different team like now from them, but like Jacob before then too, I saw them play Bryant. Jacob went crazy. Aiden Hansberry has been going crazy. He's somebody that probably should have like more O's than what he has right now. But we're not gonna like Texarkana. That team has like flipped the script for sure. Like that was somebody that like my first year last year working with Ben, where like we wasn't at all thinking about anything. I'm just simply clip farming against Texarkana. It's like nah, like this year this is an actual like real game. So like even though the scores may look ugly, it was certain times where it was like they actually pushing, and they're a team that's gonna scrap with you and get you like uncomfortable and like try to throw you off your game as much as possible. I think that whole team in Parkview, especially from the coach on down, is mentally prepared for that, but that's something that they're gonna throw at them. And I don't know nothing about Alma but West Memphis.
Me neither.
West Memphis is like Nigel said, the defense. Alma's got a kid that can really shoot the ball. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now for whatever reason. I think it's I'm drawing a blank on his name. If we had Vic in here, he would know it for sure. He's been high on him all season. But
what's that kid name? I know he's talking about. I just can't recall.
We can come back to if you want to look for it, Nigel. But I do want to kind of talk about like a possible like storyline type of thing for this before we head on to 6A. If you look at the possible path that Little Rock Christian would have to go to for them to win it, man, I think it's a gauntlet, really. I mean, Hot Springs is a tough draw for a first-round game. Then you play the home crowd, Farmington. All the Razorback fans are going to be there to watch JJ. And then, I mean, you potentially get Marion, who a lot of people pick them to be the winners in 5A, maybe the best team in the state. And then you get a rematch with possibly Parkview or Benton in the finals. And who knows at that point, like that Little Rock Christian has a extremely tough draw.
Yeah, that's that top of that bracket really is tough. I think that we know that injury that JJ had, like really like kind of derailed them, which everybody kind of thought that they were like the favorite in that conference section. So it's a tough draw right there. Like you said, you got Farmington basically at home if they get past Nettleton, and that's gonna be a big game regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean this bracket, it's going to be a lot of fun up in Farmington, and you two get to actually, I guess you three to an extent, y'all get to see some really good ball up in Farmington.
Boy, that's a gauntlet. Let's see. If I'm looking at it, I'm like Farmington, Little Rock Christian. They got to get past Farmington. Farmington got to get past Little Rock Christian. Then you got, they got to go to either Marion or Sheridan, which
Yeah, I mean, really, Farmington's got it.
You're gonna have to have back performances, and if you can string together some performances like they did against Parkview, I think they'll have a good chance to going all the way. But man, Farmington, do y'all remember that Farmington game at the team camp? Little Rock Christian and Farmington. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like, didn't it come down to like a buzzer beater?
Yeah.
I think JJ hit a buzzer beater. I think
exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
I think it was a dunk to win it in like the overtime. Next one to score or whatever wins the game.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. Just even at the team camp, that let me know so much when I saw that. That's why I love, man, being at the team camp and getting that team camp thing, man. Just it shows you so much.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, it shows you the growth of a team. It shows you the potential. I mean, just look at Parkview. Look how they done jailed and look on the run. Look at the run that they have made from the team camp. Just the transformation, man. It's nice. But that Farmington, Little Rock Christian, if they make it up out of those games, there will be one to watch, and I know it's gonna be packed.
Are y'all good for 5A? You want to move to 6?
Yeah, we can roll to 6, man.
We're not gonna do girls because Chris and Eric Taylor will do a girls breakdown. So we're just gonna do boys, and then they can do their girls show. I'm not sure when they'll do it. Maybe tomorrow. They usually do it on Sundays. So, so here's the 6A boys bracket here.
Wait, so North Little Rock and Bryant got a bye week?
Yes, they got a bye game. In 6A, the 1 and 2 seeds from each conference gets a bye. Which, before we dive too far into this, I want to take a second. The way the conferences are aligned right now, it's not fair. And I know y'all are both 5A guys, but it really isn't. The 6A West has way more teams, so they have to play more games. In order for Southwest to get in, granted, they beat North Little Rock earlier in the season, but for Southwest to get in, all they had to do was beat Cabot, and they're in. And for the girls, it's flipped. For the girls, all Cabot had to do to get in was beat Southwest. So they need to do something. I don't know who would move up, but they gotta have to do something or bring a team up to 6A. I know in a couple years, I think it opens in 2027, but there's the new school opening. I believe it's supposed to be 6A, but in West Little Rock. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they need to fix that, but something needs to be changed because I mean Northside didn't get in the West, and they won. They almost went 500 in conference. They were one game away from going 500 in conference. So it's just it's tough the way that it's set up right now, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix it, but I think you allow. I mean, we talked about this. I think you allow let's just say they come to the showcase. You maybe count few of those games.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer because it's too early for conference games. I think then, but
I mean, what else can you do then?
I think I mean, even if you dropped Southside to 5A, they're still up one number, so there's still an extra team there in the 6A West, and there is. If Christian wins this year in 5A, I believe they have enough equity points to move up to 6, and then that would even it out. But I mean, even then what? I mean, I don't know.
You still be in the same. You still almost be in the same predicament unless you.
Yeah, it's almost like maybe if they and this is not ever going to happen. This is just me talking, but if they could somehow just drop 2 teams from each conference and make it a little harder to get in, maybe have less playoff games, that would probably help it. Not have buys, just go straight into it. It'd make the conference play a little more competitive, I think. It would make the stakes of maybe like this past year, a Conway and Central. It'd make the stakes for that game really, really high because the loser wouldn't get in. I think it would add to the regular season a lot.
What you think about strength of schedule if they base it on the strength of schedule?
I don't know if that's really fair either because different teams are different at different times of the year. I think going to Jonesboro is a lot tougher than people want to give it credit for, making that drive. And then for vice versa, Jonesboro having to drive 2 hours for all the road games versus everyone else going, 15 minutes. I don't think that's fair. But that's just part of it. I don't know. I don't think strength of schedule is really the fair thing to do. If someone's out, for example, for 5A, when JJ was out, that Christian team was not very good versus when he is there, they're all of a sudden one of the best. So I don't think strength of schedule is quite the fair thing to do in high school.
Maybe I'm curious on how you fix that, man.
Wink or Stimmy, y'all got any ideas or what?
The only thing I could think about is maybe like chopping it up in 3s and then like just having everybody kind of have like a Jonesboro schedule where sometimes you on the road for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Because and that's some of the things that like 5A already got to deal with because especially in that South Conference, I'm on the bus with them, so we go down.
Texarkana is a long drive. That's about 2 hours.
To
El Dorado's 2 hours, just about.
El Dorado, and then like even getting on like the other side of Hot Springs with Lake Hamilton and all that. That's a decent hour drive.
Yeah. An hour's cool. I'm not saying. That's just part of it being Jonesboro, being far away, and I think they're used to it living up there. But I don't think strength of schedule's fair. Wink, you got anything you want to add to that topic before we switch to the pick'ems? We might have lost Wink. I don't know.
No, he's there.
Yeah, he's there. He's not talking now. I don't know. We will. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Wink. I don't know.
Is your mic still on, Wink? It's still on, isn't it?
I don't know.
Parkview on
there you
top.
go. It just popped up as I'm talking, but I don't know. All right. Well, I guess we lost Wink, but we can come back to that in a second if we want. But we can start. So the first game would be Central and Bentonville. Wink, you back?
Yeah, somebody had called me, and I guess it just froze.
You want to add to that topic before we move on?
Wait, about what we was just talking about?
Yeah, about how the conferences are not even and how to fix that.
I actually have no clue how they could fix it. But I was going to tell Simi, I don't know why they got y'all driving that far for away games. Like our farthest away game was probably like BB or something.
Right. Yeah. That's just because you got to have some like South Conference and like the population is just like that's what determines that.
Yeah. But that's another thing that I said earlier about all the teams have to travel to Farmington and they have a disadvantage in 5A. Like they're not used to traveling. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to hurt them. For sure. It'll definitely play a factor, and I don't know if it'll really hurt them or not, but it'll definitely play a role. All right, let's move to 6A, so we're not on here all afternoon. But let's start in that Little Rock Central Bentonville game. Whoever wants to start with that. Actually, Nigel, why don't you start with that?
Man, Coach P and Coach Lou, they see each other again, man. This is another game that, it's going to be a tight game. I feel like, both teams they done faced each other several times this year, a couple times this year. And I think that, they both know each other. They both know what to expect. This come down who wanted the most. They pretty much an evenly matched team. This come down to who wanted the most, man. You got Coach P, got those guys fired. I know they're not too happy on how the season kind of played out, but you can tell that team, they're not giving up. Central is another one of those teams that, I'm pretty sure the season it's not gone how they want it, but they still in the mix. So this make for a very exciting game right here, man. It's up in the air for me. Um, you know, they got a lot of good players, man. That's hungry and they got a lot of experience. So we'll see what to do.
Yeah, I think that game feels wide open to me, and honestly, both of those teams for it to be a 4-5. If I'm Harbor, I'm looking at that and I'm like, man, that's a tough draw for a 1 seed in that next round because I mean both of those teams could have easily been a team with a bye. I mean, going into the
Yeah.
season, probably a lot of people pick those teams to win their conferences or be definitely a bye team in there. Wink,
I
Simi, either one of
agree.
y'all want to add to that game?
Central? Central been looking good. From what I've seen, Central been looking good. I mean, they've been losing a lot, but it happens. They got Slaughter, Clay, and Trey and B right. So I mean, like, it's not like they can't win. It's if they win, are they going to win? So that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, that Bentonville team is a team that really Bentonville and Central, two teams that I haven't seen since the offseason. Got Mir Lee over there at Bentonville. That's like leading scorer out there. So like he's gonna bring it, and he's not necessarily a one-man show, but he gets it done for them a lot.
Yeah.
And then Little Rock Central, another team that's gonna be scary in a couple years because the young guys are really good. You got Slaughter and Clay Blair, I'm sorry. And then Day too. I remember it's like seeing him as a freshman at Maumelle Charter, and when he had moved away from there, he trying to like really make that name over there in 6A. So that should be an interesting game. I'm interested to see like what they're gonna do when both of these teams run up against Har Ber. If whoever wins.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one with Harbor.
Yeah.
Miles, you want to talk on Harbor before we move on down to the bracket?
Oh yeah, Harbor Coach Def, man. He like I told you, he told me early in the season, he was like, "Nah, I'm tell you, man. Well, listen, man, they underestimating us, but man, we got some players, man, and these guys that he was like they don't get a lot of recognition, but he said, I'm telling you, they flying under the radar, they overlooking us." And I was like, Coach, I saw you at the team camp, and just seeing what I saw then, I knew that they can be a player. And when they came to the showcase, the way they shot the ball, I mean, I think they hit like 17 threes, 15 to 17 threes that game. Shit, they was on fire. So it was like I knew they got firepower. I just didn't expect to see it how I saw it during the showcase. Once I saw it then, I already knew right then. I said, yeah, they're a major player. I could see them probably going to the finals. So
If Jabari Washington's playing the way he's capable of playing, Harbor can really make some noise. And I would imagine he'll come ready to play in the state tournament with the stakes that's as high as they are. But I mean, when he's on, Harbor's really, really good. Bentonville West and Little Rock Southwest. I would imagine it's Bentonville West's game to lose, but Landon Price is really, really good. I don't know. Y'all feel any differently about that game?
Nah.
Bentonville West, one of them teams that I saw like play Benton. That's the one team I think in that Big Millick matchup that beat them. Really good, really deep team. I forget my guy's name with the dreads, but everybody was mad that I posted his dunk against our guys. But hey, he went crazy in that game. Along with, I don't think he might be wearing the mask.
Landon Price, yeah, Landon Price is tough.
Price, he played like a grown man out there. Like it's like old man buckets, but he's giving you buckets.
Yeah, Landon's a Division I guy. I think he really could make some noise at the low to mid major level. He's really, really good.
Sneaky.
Who wants to take North Little Rock?
I mean, yeah, I take North Little Rock. See, North Little Rock, they're another one of those teams, man. Hell, they come to play on any given night, any given day. You know what they can do. They beat a couple of powerhouses this year. They beat Little Rock Christian in the matchup. They beat Bryant at their house. And, of course, Bryant came back, got their leg back, but they were still in that game. So North Little Rock, they're one of them teams too, man. You can't just go in there thinking that you about to get a W, especially if you're Conway. I mean not Conway, but if you're a Little Rock Southwest or Beeville West, if you're trying to see if you're gonna be facing them, you can't go in their mind in their game thinking like, okay, they're gonna be rusty. We got a game up under us. We pretty much in a flow. You can't go in there thinking that because man, just know Elijah, Brian, and the rest of them guys, man, they come to play, dog, and they done knocked off some top players this year. So they got what it takes. You just got to
Little
know.
Rock's definitely a feast or famine team. When they're on,
Yeah.
they can beat anybody. But there's times when when if they sleepwalk, somebody could get them.
Oh yeah, and I just want them. To do how they've been doing, and that's just being consistent. Being consistent. As long as they stay consistent, man, I think they can go deep. Especially the way their bracket is now. The way it's set up, I think they can go pretty deep.
Yeah, and then that's also a team with a really bright future. Like we talk again about like Elijah Bryant. Like, I mean, I think we do talk enough about him, but like this 2028 class, is really nasty from like top 10. Like it's a lot of guys on there that look like at least like D2, D1 players.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you.
Pratt, Press, Trey Hope at Central. That class. I mean, I'm dropping the ball on people, I'm sure, but that class kind of keeps going.
Yeah. A lot of these guys, man. A lot of these. It's gonna be some unsung heroes, man. And I think doing these games in the 6A, like Simi was saying, you got Day. I think he gonna play a big part. I think Trey got to play a big part. Brandon Wright have to play a big part. And you come on down to Beeville West. I think Landon, he got to do what he do. You know what I'm saying? Even with Little Rock, you got a Polite guy. He got to come alive. I think Bun have to do what he do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Bun got to come alive. So it's some unsung heroes in this 6A that I feel like they're gonna have to, carry a little bit more down the stretch.
At our media days a while back, it was definitely directed towards our matchup showcase. But Coach Hayes had a good quote, and he was like, you make a name for yourself at events like these, talking about ours. But I mean, this is where these young guys. I mean, if you have a good tournament, it can change your summer. It can give you momentum throughout the summer when all the colleges are watching.
Right.
I mean, this tournament is really, really, really big for a lot of guys' future in basketball. Whether it's at Division I, D2, JUCO, it doesn't really matter. This is a really big time for a lot of kids.
Oh yeah.
Moving on down to a team that has guys going Division I and already signed and whatnot. We got Bryant. They're awaiting Springdale and Conway. Bryant's got CB, RJ. That team's just a lot. I think that's probably a lot of people's favorites to win the 6A. I don't know. Do y'all think anyone can beat Bryant on this side of the bracket?
Woo!
That was a great quote. If I'm Brian Barstool, I'm using that in the edit. Can anybody beat him?
I mean, like, if we being realistic, I mean, like, besides North Little Rock, I don't see nobody else beating them, honestly.
Yeah, man.
That would be the championship game, like them, and that would be our championship game.
I don't want to count out Coach Swift. I mean, you can never count out Coach Swift. Springdale's a team. Offensively, I think they struggle a lot, but defensively, they throw a lot at a lot of different teams. They're hard to prepare for. I don't know if they can quite match up offensively with them, but Conway hung with Bryant just the other day. I don't remember the final score, but I mean, Conway has talent. They got a lot of 27s, but Conway's got the talent. I wouldn't overlook Conway by any means, but
yeah, that was a good game, man. I mean, it come down to the end. I think Bryant end up. Yeah, I think they end up, topping about the last minute or so. 2 minutes in that game, and it was hell. Conway was ahead the whole game, for the most part, but they came back. They did. Bryant did what they do.
Yeah,
CBC.
Bryant won 54-52.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was.
But
It
that's
was
the thing with
down to the
Bryant.
wire.
If you can get CB in foul trouble, if you can get that second foul on him before halftime, and he has to come to the bench, and you can go on a little run, maybe go into halftime with the lead. Bryant's certainly, I would say, beatable in that sense. But I mean, when CB's playing the way CB can play, they're really tough.
Yeah, so
Man.
your hope is if CB get 4 fouls in the third quarter. That's the only thing you got for real.
Yeah, and then if he has his fourth, he has to play scared and not get his fifth. And yeah. So I mean, as a coach, I'm not sure what you quite tell your guys to overcome that, but I mean, Conway's familiar with him. I wouldn't say Springdale and Conway. I wouldn't say Conway's a lock to win that game, but it's a toss up, I would for sure. But if Conway does get past him, I mean, I think that Bryant Conway game would be at least interesting to keep an eye on. It's a rivalry game. I know they have a little bit of tension, at least in football. And I know they look at it as a basketball one as well, but I don't know. I think that would be a fun one to kind of keep an eye on.
I'm telling you, if CB or RJ, one of them do get in some foul trouble, KD Hicks, I know he's been kind of quiet, but you can't forget about KD Hicks, man. KD still is KD, and I feel like if he's another one of them kids that can be an unsung hero in the 6A run. So if he able to fill that gap, if that gap to far as putting up some points or whatnot to fill that role, I feel like he can be one of those guys that people can underlook or overlooks rather. But those guys, man, KD, he's still in the mix, man. I know we haven't been seeing too much of him, but KD's still in the mix now.
I mean, Tiso too.
Tiso, I was so finna say that.
Yeah, Tiso too. Yeah, Tiso too. Right.
Yeah. We move on down to the team I alluded to a little bit ago, but Jonesboro, you don't want to count them out. But Rogers is another one. If they're shooting the ball the way they can, that's another team that can beat anyone if they're hitting their shots the way they are. This game is a rematch from earlier in the year. Jonesboro actually lost to Rogers.
Yeah.
That was during our showcase. A lot of eyes weren't really on it as much, but
right.
That was a game when Rogers wasn't very good for the last couple of years. So when everyone saw Rogers beat Jonesboro, everybody thought, dang, Jonesboro must not be very good. Or, what happened to Swift? What happened? How'd they lose to them? And then as the season kind of progressed, you kind of saw, Rogers is actually pretty good. And,
man, Rogers is nice. Rogers them beat most of those a few of those teams. I think they beat Bentonville West, I want to say. I think they beat Bentonville, I want to say. I think a couple of those games up there where, like you said, they beat Jonesboro, and I didn't understand until I had a chance to see them at the Ronnie Brogdon Invitational. That's when I knew right then. I was like, oh, okay, this is what it. Okay, I see what they got now. So they got some pieces, man, that could really.
So some of their notable wins. I got their schedule pulled up. They had some games that they lost that I don't really know much about. Maybe some out-of-state teams that I don't know much about. So I'm not going to talk on those too much. But they beat Jonesboro, obviously. They beat Conway. They beat Alma pretty handily. They beat Blytheville, who's a 4A favorite right now. They lost to Har Ber by only 3 points. They beat Springdale, beat Northside. They had a little bit of a skid where they lost close games to Bentonville West, Fayetteville, and Bentonville. I think that Bentonville game went to, triple overtime, double overtime. They lost to Har Ber, Heritage. Heritage was a tough one, but now they're hot. It looks like they've won, 6 of their last 7 games. So, I don't know. Rogers is a team that I wouldn't count out for sure. That they know how to win. They have a great coach.
Y'all give me some info. Like, what's their play style? Like, what am I expecting to see in
bunch
this
of white boys spacing out and shoot 3.
Well, now they put it like this. They put you in the mindset of a Bryant. You know what I mean? They play style. They can shoot it. They can get downhill. Man, they got they got some players, man, that that's gonna pretty much be there. I know they pretty young. I know they losing maybe two. I want to say two seniors. I want to say. But besides that, man, they gonna come back with some. But they can shoot the hell out the ball, man.
Sammy, to give a little bit of history, this is that Rogers coach is the same one that coached Malik Monk when he was at Bentonville. He's been there. He's won some big games. He's coached some big players. So he's experienced. So that's a really good underrated coaching battle, really, with Swift and I think it's McCann or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you look ahead. Rogers plays. If they were to win, they play Fayetteville. And looking back at their schedule, they beat Fayetteville once this year, and they lost to Fayetteville another time by 1. So that's another team. Rogers could make a run and possibly face a Bryant. I don't know. I don't know. How do y'all feel about Fayetteville?
No comment.
Yeah,
Man, Fayetteville is Fayetteville. You know what I mean? Come on. I think they won their conference.
They came in second.
Came in second. They almost won their conference. Excuse me. They almost won their conference, but they just being Fayetteville, man. DJ Hudson, man, Kyrie Franklin, them they gonna do what they do. They got some experience on the team. They them guys get in there and they fight. They scrap to the end, and just know they battle tested. They've been in that 6A all year long. In their conference, going back and forth, so they battle tested. Now, can they put it together? Is what you want to know. Can they put it together to put on a run towards the end? That's
so let me ask y'all this: outside of the teams that have a bye, so anybody that's playing the first round, who could y'all see winning it all?
Probably Jonesboro.
Bentonville West
winning it all in the 6A.
Winning it not in the bye game. Sammy, what'd you say?
Yeah, you said whoever don't have a bye, so Bentonville. Yeah. Bentonville or Bentonville West.
Yeah.
At the top?
Yeah. I think if they gonna win it all, to be real, somebody gotta get knocked off too. And at the bottom of the bracket, it's more games.
Man, hey, nobody said nothing about Southwest, man. Little Rock Southwest.
Listen, I love Coach 3. Shout out my boy.
Come on now.
Dre Brown.
They sleeping on West.
Not that's a team that I done seen them play a few times. I pulled up to that game against Sylvan Hills. They gonna scrap, and they got I think their issue is they got a lot of guards. And you coming up against a couple of teams right there, that first team, Bentonville West, they gonna get that board. And so it's how do we really hang with them? We gonna see though. I know my boy Dre done put them through them drills and got them to where they ready to go. But we gonna see. It's a tough road. It's a tough road ahead of us. And
go ahead, Timmy.
I was just gonna say, like we said too, with the conferences or whatever, they got a good leg in.
This isn't a slight to them by any stretch, but I mean, since 2026, since the new year started, not counting games against Cabot, they've only won one time.
Oh, the Thomas Southwest?
Yeah, that's why.
Was that when they beat Little Rock?
They beat North Little Rock. Not counting games against Cabot, they only won once. So,
but see the thing about it though,
I'm not counting them out by any means, but they're gonna have to go over the hump.
They beat
Coach 3 and Coach Shaw, man. Listen, them two Hall of Fame coaches, man. Them guys can coach their butt off, man. Straight up.
And you're absolutely right. But I don't know.
You got a game. If you get a game plan, man, you get a game plan for it.
They could definitely do something if they get a game plan.
Yeah, man. They got some guys that can they can play, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Aiden Gill on Southwest, he nice. I think they guard. He nice, and he class of 2027, I think. So
yeah, Gill nice.
Yeah. Aiden is a good boy. I bring up Dre Brown. He got that freshman team, and that freshman team over the next few years, they gonna turn some heads.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah, honestly, I think moving forward in the 6A, just like at a glance, like it feels like next year's gonna be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And
Definitely.
I don't talk about next year like too long because this is the peak time for this year. But I mean, Central should be good if they keep everyone. Obviously, I guess if this we said about all of it, if they all could keep their people the way the transfers are this day and age. But I mean, North Little Rock will be fine. Fayetteville should be fine. Bentonville should be good next year. But I mean, a lot of teams are losing a lot of players, so that's like brings to the next point. Like I said earlier, this is a big time for these young kids and the younger guys. That's all I have. That's all I have for the 5 and 6A state tournament preview. I think we still plan on Nigel having our episode on Monday nights, like we usually do with Vic and breaking down the rest of the brackets as they come out. But I appreciate Simi and Wink for hopping on and talking a little ball.
Appreciate y'all, man.
This was a fun little pop-up episode, and we'll have to do more of these in the future for sure.
Yeah.
So be sure y'all like and subscribe. And look, we got some comments. Let's see what we got here. Shep Newcomb, that was the Alma kid that we forgot.
Shep
Newcomb. The kids you were talking about on Rogers, what was their name? I think it was Hill, Christopher Hill, and Devon.
I don't know.
It's a Devon Fleming. I want to say Devon Fleming. He a young kid, man.
Fleming sounds right.
Yeah, he both of them guys can go, and I told they got them shooters, man. So yeah, y'all keep an eye on Rogers and remember those two names.
There's some good games tonight as well. I think Blytheville plays Brooklyn in a rematch. Al will be at Little Rock Hall, and Mills PA girls will play Heber Springs. Should be a packed crowd off the top of my head.
Versus Mills.
Hall play Mills
tonight.
At Mills? Wait.
It'll be at Heber Springs for their regional championship.
Is that the – okay.
Hey, tell them.
Hey, that's going to be live.
Yeah, Nick, tell them about the run last night that we saw.
Morrilton and Mills. Mills, I mean, Wink, you went to the game the first time against Mills in Hall, so I didn't see. I know Hester didn't play, but the way, and you might be able to add to this a little bit since you did see it the first time, but the way Mills has been playing the last couple of nights, they're out for somebody. They are gunning. They're going back. They're going back to back. They play the way they played last night against Morrilton. A lot of people picked Morrilton to win, and at the end of the first quarter, it was 22-11. And everyone thought they actually started. I think they started. It was 7-0. Started the game. Morrilton was up, and I was thinking, all right, we got a game on our hands. And no. After that, it was 22-4 run to end the first quarter, and then to stretch, they didn't score at all. They held them the whole second quarter. They didn't score at all. Morrilton did not score a single point second quarter. And then they scored 2 points on a putback. Templeton scored 2 points on a putback with 6 minutes left in the third. And they didn't score again until, I want to say, 3 minutes left in the third. I mean, Mills didn't let them even cross half court, it felt like. They crossed half court and then turned the ball over. Horrible shot off the glass. There's a bad shot attempt. Mills' defense, Anthony Hester, I don't want to overhype anyone, but he might be the best defender in the state. That is the show stopper, the way he's playing right now.
I definitely got them winning tonight because I feel like even in the 4A state championship, because Hall has never been there before. And so with Ant being back, it's like Hall can't do anything. Like they have Marshall and they got other Messiah Curry. Like it's nothing they could do. And the only reason, like I love Hall, like Micah, like they're good, but like when it comes down to winning, it's gonna be Mills. It's just gonna be Mills.
Landon is gonna have to step up.
Yeah, and that would be the only way.
Gonna have to have a huge night, and unfortunately, like I said, the showstopper is gonna be on him.
Yeah,
I mean Anthony Hester's gonna be guarding him, and I think Templeton at Morrilton is one of the better players in the state, like talent wise. And he didn't do anything last night.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be easy for it because Hall beat Mills in the paint that game. So with them, like with Ant being back, Tristan, that's what we want to see though. Yeah. Like I'm not saying that Tristan's not going to be able to do what he did the first time, but that's what we want to see. Like
Yeah.
that's what we want.
Yeah, Mike
man.
is not going to turn the ball over. They're going to play smart. Jay Sullivan against Fountain Lake. Jay Sullivan stepped up really big. I think he scored 25 points.
25, yeah.
He's going to have to
He
repeat
went
it.
crazy.
He's going to have to space the floor out and maybe get Hester off of Landon. And Landon's going to have to do his thing. And here's the thing, too. All these kids know each other. They played each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
So everybody knows what everybody can do. These coaches are really familiar with each other. So I'm really looking forard to tonight.
Two old school black ball coaches.
Mills game. I mean, historically, they are two of the better coaches in the state.
Yeah.
They'll both be Hall of Famers. It should be a really fun night at Heber Springs.
Oh yeah, man, it's finna be live. Another one of them unsung heroes. I told you, got to come alive. Lando Hill, man.
Yeah.
Listen, you have to listen, though. You have to put your shots up, man. You shoot that ball good just to not put up no shots, man. Shoot that ball, man. You got a lot of potential. I see it. I know he scored 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Man, he could have easily been
over that.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, listen. He's another one of them unsung heroes. I'm telling you, I done seen dude go off down at the Rumble of the Ridge, man. He was
Since we're doing this, and I'll just run through these real fast. Another big one tonight. We have Shiloh Christian and Ozark. Shiloh Christian, they haven't lost a conference game in 2 years. They're really good. They're 30-3 this year. Ozark's 26-5. In 3A, let's look at 3A real fast. In the winners bracket, we got Osceola and Newport. That'll be a really fun one. 21-5 Osceola. Newport's only lost 2 games this year. So that should be a fun one. And then let's check 2A. I think there's a good game in 2A. No, it looks like I don't see a good 2A one. Izzard County and EPC should be solid. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Let me just check 1A just to give them some shine, just in case. See if something jumps out. Earl and Mark Tree, that should be a solid game, but I think Earl should pull that one out. But yeah, there's some good basketball tonight, so get out and support the kids and see some good ball.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate y'all popping on.
Yeah, dog.
I'm
about to get to it, man.
Yep.
I'm not gonna be able to make it up there today, Nick. I got some things I gotta handle, man. So